like so, and then straighten out, level up, like so, and then here we're going to go this way and turn, like this. Oh, it's actually still going a lot faster than I thought it would. Okay, that's fine. We can integrate that. Maybe put some brakes actually. Hang on. So we've got this really long section of track here. Why don't we actually use it for something useful? So put 11. Trim brakes. Like so. And then it's going to turn. Like this. This is going to straighten out with a small dip. Like that. And I'm going to turn this way a little bit. Nice wide curve. Like that. Now we're going to straighten up. That's going to come like that. This is going to lift up a little bit. Yeah, like this I would say. And then this is going to straighten out. This is going to straighten out. And this is going to straighten out. Right, block section. Like that. And then friction wheels. Right, this is where it's going to get interesting, because we're going to turn this. Or maybe we're not. Okay, hang on. We have to bring this back a little bit more. Like that. Straighten it up. Level it out. Lift it up a tiny, tiny bit. Like this. Now we're going to put the block brakes, which are going to be 15 long. Like this. And then we're going to put in the friction lift. like this. Sorry if I keep going quiet, by the way. Sort of concentrating as I'm building. Right. That's going to level out. This is going to come to the shortest one. And that's going to level out. Right. Stop test. Why am I doing that? It's so I can lift up the land around this. Push this down a little bit. It's going to be mostly rock work on this section. All of this in the middle here. I think we could have something decorative here. Something like a volcano, maybe. Now, I've seen someone do a volcano quite recently, which is kind of where the idea for this came from. I'll admit that. But borrowing ideas isn't necessarily a bad thing. Especially if they're good ideas like that. I mean, how this is going to end up working, I do not know. Because this here is... it does kind of work. I mean, we can have the path go through it also. If I decrease the size of this a little bit. Pull this up. Have it meet in the center, just like that. Again, this looks very crude at the moment, but when it's finished, it will look a lot nicer, I'm sure. So that will all join up like that. Meanwhile, over here, this will continue to lift up. All of this bit here needs to come out more. Let's cover all this bit up as well while we're here. I hope the water can still go over the top of that. Let's find out, shall we? Water. Yes. Good. Right, back to terrain. Actually, let's build a bit more of the ride first. So the drop of the ride is going to come out of here. Like that. And then it's going to fall away to the left. So I'd like it to go into the volcano again once more before it then comes back under the water. Or it goes into the volcano to then come under the water. So with that in mind, curve that around a bit more sharply. Do something like this. Not entirely convinced by that bit. I think we should move it over a 1 just so that the supports of the track can actually come in. There we go. Just loosen this off a little bit actually, like so. down and around the back of Shipwreck. I think this could be the lowest point of the ride. I'm not entirely convinced again by the amount of banking that we've got going on here. I'm not sure that's going to work out at all. So in that case, I want this to be 90 degrees again. And then I want this to come out this way. This is then going to level off and start heading down again. Okay, how would this look? This looks really ugly right now, this volcano. I will fix it. It will look nice by the end of this, I promise. We haven't even started on the next bit yet. Holy moly. Right, so you hop over there. Looking good. Tunnel time. Down you go. There's the trims. That's the block. Alright, so we know that bit works. Let's go wait for it to come out here. There we are. This is all going to be built up more as well, by the way. Right, yeah, too slow there. Maybe we should just have a straight drop. Like that. Have it go as low as we can. I'm not a huge fan of straight drops. And then I suppose we can have it do that. I mean, I don't know how that's going to work out. I just don't feel like this is going to be as good as it otherwise could be. Alright, okay, hang on. And then get tight, start lifting up. So what height's this? could be a good height actually. If I then level this and have the second drop slightly bigger than the first. If I could get the track to pass under that, that would be awesome. Somehow though, this just does not feel right. So I think, yeah, I think we should do it a bit more like this. And then have it come up. Like that. And then here, have it level off. Start going back down again. Maybe like that. That feels a bit tight. Something doesn't feel right here. I think the banking helps. Right, let's see. Yeah, again, it's too slow. You have to really tighten it up. There we go, that might do it. Start turning that, increase the size of it again. Level it out, turn it some more. Like that. And then go I want it to go through here as well. I mean, ideally, I'd like to try and get it under this bit as well, but that's no way in hell's that happening. So I think actually what I should be doing here is looking to go this way. Because we haven't got any track yet that goes this way. Kind of like this. So let's see, that goes down, up and over. Yeah, that's pretty good actually. Nice little air time there as well. Now if we start heading this way, I see, straighten that, do that, do this, turn it this way maybe. I think that's just one too many there. I think if we do that, now if we yeah, there we go. And then really tighten this bend up and over and down and round. Straighten this bit out. Shorten this up. Over the top like that. And then down like that. Round like that. Alright, let's test this. I'm a bit worried about that curve over there. I think that's where it's going to be a little bit let down again. It's struggling to get over one that's 12 high. How's it going to deal with one that's 10 high, 11 high? Okay, so on that note, what we can do here then is it's starting to struggle at this point here. So I think here we can have it come down again a little bit. Maybe not there. Along like that. And then oh, this is hot. Give me a headache, guys. It's really giving me a headache. Alright, this way. Level out. Dip down a little more. Right, then go up. Like this. Over the top like that. And then back into the volcano. Please let me go back into the damn volcano. Oh, is it because the track's in there? I think it's because the track's just in that bit. Alright, so we might have to curve that a fraction more. Oh, it's really frustrating. So again, this bit just needs to come round that tiny bit more. Now this bit straightens up. And it goes up full. And then it levels out and goes down full. And then here wrong one. That's what we wanted. There we go. So let's see, that's the track in there. So actually, I don't think the track was in the way. I think this was just being a pain in the backside. So if I do a helix down right now, how's that going to look? Pretty good, actually, I would say. Should get us in a good position for going back underneath the water. So let's put that in. Here obviously it's going to level out. In fact, we're going to go back up a little bit more. Crest the hill. Go back under the water. Let's lengthen this bit to get a real out of your seat moment. There we go. And then back under the water. Right, and then this is where we turn and head into... In fact, here's where we turn. And then we're going to have a long right-hander like that. And then this area here is going to be our dark ride section. So let's level that bit off. Back up. Something like that, maybe. Something like that, I think should work. Let's see how fast it comes through this section. Right, test. Train moves forward, up the hill, crests down, round that section there. Ow, that was my ankle on my desk. Right, down into the left-hand helix. Just going to take you under the water. There's the trim brake. Actually does a pretty decent job. Round it up into the proper brake and into the lift. Just going to bring you right the way up to the top here. Right, here we go again. Down and round. Up and over that bit there. Up and over that bit there. Round this little section like this. Up and over that bit there. Up and down into the helix again. Just going to take you round. Through the tunnel there. And then up into block brake. Okay, I think actually first of all we should have some trim brakes. As short as they can be. With a target of 10. Like that. We should have the catwalk. Yeah, we have got the catwalk. Cool. And then we'll have the blocks. With a target speed of 6. Right. Now all of this section here I'm going to dig out. Gotta make sure it only digs out this side of the track. In fact, it would be a lot smarter to do it with a smaller brush size. There we go. Flatten to foundation. Choose the size. Right, we're going to dig out the area. A bit like this. Along a bit more. Out the back here. And kind of leave it like that. Okay. And do this a bit, tiny bit more. Right, edit this. We want a curve, 90 degrees, smaller size preferably. Though I think what we should do here as well is like that. Lower it down a fraction more. Reason for that is so that we could fit a bit more of a roof on top. Right, I think also here we should turn the catwalk off. Drive tyres. Going along the back like this. And then around the corner like this. Through like this. Whoops. Let's straighten that bit out. Bit of a tight turn there. Loosen it up again for this bit. Tighten it here. Like that. Like this. Right, at this point I start seeing where our target is. So our target is right the way up here. So we got to get from -5 to +24 in a very short space of time. I think I've messed this bit up. I want to curve this round a bit sharper. Like this perhaps. And then here where we'll hit the start of the chain lift, and then we're up. Now we've got to get up to 24. I think here we should start building from the top down as well. Right, let's see. If I curve this way a little bit. Like that. Ease the corner slightly, there we go. And then go around this way. No, we definitely need to come straight out of here first. And then at this point we can start curving. That's way too extreme. I don't like this at all. So what we're going to do is we're going to take this right the way back to pretty much there. -5 is our target, so we're going to make this go down to -5. And then wherever this goes, we'll join the tracks up. Oops, no. I want it to go down like that. That's the full 30, isn't it? Yep. Let's see if I curve this fraction more. There we go. Right, what height is this? Oh, -5, perfect. Right. Terrain. Flatten to foundation. This foundation. There we go. All of this bit under here as well. Okay, now we're going to finish this ride off. So from here, we can start doing the drive tyres. Like that. And then we're going to turn tight under this way. Like that. And then we're going to turn tight back this way. We're going to go underneath that little section there. And then we're going to go along this way. this. Round this way. Autocomplete failed. Interesting. Yeah, we can complete that. No problem. There we go. Alright, so this section here is going to be built in a proper cave. It's going to be built in a cave to represent a cave. Like that. And all of this bit here. Like so. But the rest of this area here is going to be built to look like the basement of a fort, like a dungeon of a fort. We're going to have like animatronics, pyrotechnics, all that kind of stuff going on. And then you're going to start, or you're going to end by going into the cave here, and then you're going to start lifting up the hill to the final section of the ride. Now this hill, I don't really know what I'm going to do with it in terms of disguising it. I mean, this first one we've got inside the volcano, so it's just a question of going in and putting rockwork in to make it look like the inside of a volcano. Again, smoke effects, fire effects, all that kind of stuff to really make it look the part. There's a tiny bit there where the helix pokes through as well, but we might leave that as it is because I think that looks kind of cool. Right, for the final piece of the puzzle, we're going to pop this terrain on top like this, cap it off quite nicely, there we go, and then we're going to stick the water back in like that. And there's a little bit here that needs to be pushed back down again. Ah, is that actually the track under there though? I think there's more room than it looks like. Oh, that's going to be a real problem then. Actually, I think the problem is over here. I think this needs to be lifted back up again. Once the basement and stuff's been put in, I'm actually going to lift the land back up above all this, so that it goes proper dark. That's not a phrase, is it, Mark? So that it looks really dark again, like you'd expect. Right, as for the name, I'm starting to think Voodoo actually isn't a bad name for this, considering how much of a curse it's been to build. There we go. You can see we get the water level right up again now, and it's blocked off by that. Yeah, this has been a nightmare to redo, and I do apologise to everyone who's had to sit and endure this with me. It's all a learning process. With every ride that we build, we will get better. That's how I see it. And if there's anyone out there who's a bit of a newbie to the game, just like myself, and they're watching this, you're not alone. There are loads of people struggling with how to cope with this game's mechanics. Some of the mechanics are a little bit weird. Not a huge fan of them. Some of them are really good. It's just the luck of the draw, really, as to which one you get. Alright, in terms of all this, we're going to paint it again to make it look nice. It's got to give the impression that it's a beach type scene. There will be rock work and stuff and trees around this first section of the ride as well. But I should probably do all this bit off camera. The majority of the rock work and all of that will be done off camera for the same reasons as before, really. Just so it's less boring to watch. I was tempted, and I nearly did, time-lapse. Me doing the rock work in the trees on the second half of the ride, or the back end of the ride. But I changed my mind at the last second, because I didn't know how long it was going to take. And I didn't want to have to do multiple takes, and then speed it all up, and find enough music to cover it. Plus, as we've established in the past, long time-lapses aren't necessarily the best way to go. Right, let's smooth this off a little bit more. There we go. Okay, so we have a complete ride. That's the main thing to take away from this, is we now have a complete ride. Which hopefully will do better than the old one. Stats wise, it does still reach 40 in that second tunnel. So I might put some more trim brakes at the bottom of that drop, or the bottom of the helix, just to level that out a bit more. This volcano needs a lot of work done to it. The idea really is all of this bit here is going to be puffed out into the water. A bit like that. And then there'll be a crater built in the center at the top. So again, all of this bit's going to be puffed out. And then here there will be the crater. Although it's hard to do that with the track coming out of it, so I think it might need to be a little bit taller. And then a crater in the middle like this. Whoops. I think I've just wrecked the interior of that tunnel as well. Yeah, this is going to take some work. I might have to have a look at some pictures of volcanoes to get that bit right. But it's definitely going to come out over this bit as well to cover up that a bit more. Alright. Tell you what, to finish off, why don't we have a little ride through. Just so we can see how it looks now. Here we go. And we're off. Okay, up, 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 up. Crest the top of the hill. I haven't done any smoothing either. That's something else I should need to go around and do off camera, is smooth it all out some more. Right, up and over. A little bit, round this corner. Up and under like that, and then into the fast bit. So that opening section of the ride almost lulls you into like a false sense of security, because it really does feel like it's going to be a slow kids ride. And then suddenly you drop into the huge helix under the water, and it turns into a real extreme type ride again. I'm not sure where all this light's coming from. I mean, I don't want it to be pitch black dark, but at the same time I don't want like daylight like it is in here. So that might need to change. This bit I can get because there's an opening, so there'll be daylight coming in that way. The rest of it, I'm not so sure. Get a good view down Somerset Avenue from here though. I quite like that. Right, down the first little mini drop, into the second little mini drop. Up and into the overbank. Little airtime hill there. Little drop down again and up into the second airtime. And then down into the next big helix. And this is where the dark ride section will begin. So there'll be, as I said, there'll be some kind of theming going on in here. There'll be different buildings, all designed to look pretty damn cool. and somehow I will get a roof on top of all of this. I think my experience, or lack of, is going to affect us in this build. I think it's going to end up looking quite ugly because of that, but it's always something that we can keep revisiting and improving as we go along. Just try and make it look as good as it can be. And then this bit will be where you go into the cave, go around the last couple of corners, and then into the lift hill. Now this last section of the ride is a part that I really enjoy. I think it looks awesome. So we'll check that out in just a second. Once we get to the top of the hill. There we go. Level off and then drop down. So it's the sweeping left-hander up into the airtime, sweeping right-hander, second airtime with the head chopper, round the last corner there, and then up, down into the brakes. Trims first and then the blocks. I think that bit looks really cool. Alright then guys, so the test ratings aren't brilliant. I think people are getting a little bit bored in the center section. The dark ride bit perhaps. So once you start putting scenery next to the track, the ratings do go up. So I'll definitely be doing that. But that is it for this episode. It's been very stop-start-ish again. You're going to expect that with these videos. It's going to be very difficult to sort of keep the momentum going at times, shall we say. Because there's lots and lots of building work going on. And it's all new to me. Like I've built in No Limits, where you use nodes. And I've built in Rollercoaster Tycoon, where it's all done by preset pieces. I've never done a cross like this, where it's preset pieces in a way, but you can control the individual dimensions. I'm really not making any sense. That's how I know it's time to end. So next time we'll come back, I will show you guys the improvements that have been made, as well as starting a next construction project, which I think is going to be... I'm not going to work too much on the island here itself. I'm mostly going to be working on the ride, like getting the track working, making sure that all the banking and that's done, putting some rock work around it. So we're going to have like a restaurant area somewhere on this island. I think if I take this queue back slightly, we could put an eatery in here under the track. And then this path's going to lead around somewhere as well. But this island is mostly dominated now by the volcano, which is almost the weenie. If I press T, I really wish my middle mouse button would work, because you can't see the view that I want to show you. But there'll be a view down here, along, and then there'll be something. I think it'll end up being here, to be honest. It could well be that this moves to the centre of the island. In fact, I'm very tempted to do that. But we'll see. We will see. But until then, guys, thank you very much for watching. Don't forget to leave a like if you enjoyed the video, and of course if you're enjoying the series. Drop some comments down below with ideas for future episodes, or any tips and tricks as well. That would be really cool. Like how to make this track look nice. So that would be very nice advice indeed. If you haven't already subscribed to the channel, be sure to hit that subscribe button. If you have already subscribed to the channel, thank you guys for your continued support. And until next time, I will see you soon.